Oh, well. Welcome to another Ratfood.
Mel just touched down in Melbourne from Sydney town.
Directly. I'll have you know my suitcase is sitting large and in charge downstairs.
Now, Mel, check-in time was what?
Check-in time was... We got to the airport at 8.
8? What time was your flight?
9:15.
That's growth from you.
It's not too bad, is it?
Good on you.
Thank you.
ILC, naturally.
Yeah, no, naturally.
Naturally.
Really, I was real crampy on that flight just
Yeah,
then.
right.
I had to stretch out, but I had Sarah next to me, so I was like taking up half of her seat, being like, thanks, girl.
Now, because I'm a good anchor, I'm going to get you to flesh right now about Sarah, because you have been reunited.
I've been reunited with my wife, Town.
Why? What have you been up to? I know you said it's not safe for work, and I respect that last week. But genuinely, how was talk me through it?
It's so gorgeous. I had this really interesting, which I'm more than comfortable to share on pod. I had this really interesting moment where, like, in the first 48 hours of being reunited, I went, wait, should this feel like crazier? Wait, should this feel more like vroom and more like? And then I was like, wait, is something wrong? And then I was like, no, I actually just feel so at ease because I'm back with my person.
Yes, and you've been in a relationship for years now.
Yes.
All of that, you've still got butterflies and they still make you fucking melt into a puddle.
Yes.
But I so get that being in your head being like, this should feel more like a movie.
Yeah. And I was like, it was a bit Sammy Bobammy of me.
That is a bit Sammy Bobammy.
In that way, I went, where's my movie?
Where's your movie? What happened in this movie? How did you get reunited? Where
it was
did she come? What
we met like out the front of, we booked a hotel room for the first 2 nights that she was back.
Okay, wait. Was there a spa?
No, it was actually the most bougie budget hotel you've ever stayed in your lifetime. The bed was tiny.
What do you mean?
It was a double that felt like a single.
Oh, goddamn. But the Biminitzon's the size of a Tic Tac, so I love that for her. And I say that with all the love in the world.
She's the size of a paperclip.
She's the size of a paperclip. You and your paperclip.
Me and my paperclip.
Oh, my God.
On a romantic getaway. No, we were staying in Newtown.
Sorry, I need to interrupt for 2 seconds. I am picturing you with the Biminitzon sitting in this shitty motel over a glass of Nescafe Blend 43 and you going, this doesn't feel romantic and why?
Me going, it's pretty insane that this doesn't feel thrillifyingly spectacular. While they're like... room service.
Not even that. It's just,
Except
excuse
not.
me, we need to clean this room. Checkout's 8 a.m. Get fucked. Okay, go on.
There was also, we were fully just standing naked in the room and then we like walked to the window and there was just this man like standing on the balcony and we were like, hey, king.
Oh, my God. What is with you and having weird men around your getaways? Like that man that wanted to paint you both. Sorry, segue, anchor alert. We're going to flesh out where needed. I don't need to say anything.
Sam said she didn't have anything to bring to the pod today. And I say to that, au contraire.
Let's call it for what it is. This podcast is Mel Anchors, I quip, the end. Thanks for playing. Mel fleshes out good things, I say nothing. Mel, I say that as a thing to myself. Now, tell me about this man who wanted to paint you.
This is a good story. But it's going to take a second to really tell it in a funny way. Is that okay?
It's Ratfood. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
We can do whatever
Me
the fuck we want.
eyeballing Tom going, let my wife speak. Okay.
Oh, Tom, you're going to love this story.
Okay, good.
This story is crazy. Okay. So Sarah and I, before she went to Alaska, so for those of you who are not a dear close personal friend who would know this information, Sarah has been in Alaska for the last 7 months performing Jersey Boys on a cruise ship, as you do. So we've been doing long distance for 7 months. So before she went away, we were like, let's do a gorgeous little like getaway. We went to Daylesford, stayed in this beautiful Airbnb that was sold to us as an artist's retreat. And then literally in humongous capital letters, it was like entirely private suite, private, no eyes upon you, private. And we were like, beautiful. That would be it. We knew that it was attached to this other house. It was like a guest house, but that we were told that we would not be bothered. Anyway, we literally, the second we arrive, we are greeted by this man who I can only describe as Santa Claus.
Yeah, jolly old
Saint
technique
Nick
indeed.
like. Santa Claus, but maybe on Ozempic. You know? And I gotta say, straight off the bat, beautiful energy. Yeah. I go, this man, jolly. This man cares about his Airbnb. You know how you have Airbnb hosts who really care.
I went to one the other day where the lady had a bowl with a lot of lint balls in it. And when I went up, she's like, thank you for making this booking. I do really appreciate it. I went, you care way more about this than I do. But thanks so much for this house.
You're welcome, girl.
Circular Quay. Have a lovely day.
And so we go in immediately and he's sort of like showing us around the place. And immediately I'm like, oh, this is new. I'm not normally greeted by the person who runs the Airbnb, but you better work. I love that. His name was Monty.
Gorgeous.
Perfect name.
Yeah.
Anyway, we walk in, we're chatting, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of like showing us how everything works. And he's like, oh, this, that, the other. And that's where the key goes. And you can use this and that.
And like an old man takes 6,000 years to get to the point.
Literally.
Glacial pace.
Glacial pace to give basic information.
Yep.
And then we were like, okay, gorgeous. And we're obviously like so keen to like spend some like time together, right?
Yeah.
And then it reaches this gorgeous lull. And we go, beautiful. Sounds good. We'll let you know if we have any probs. A gorgeous silence once more. He looks us dead in the eyes and he goes, I would love to paint you both. And we went, oh, yeah, right. Totally. He went, I'm an artist. I've got a studio. It's right there. And then he points to the private balcony ensuite, which is directly attached to his artist studio.
Good God.
Anyway, so we were like, oh, maybe not. Like, let's see how we go the next day. And so we kind of left it there. Then we were like, oh, we probably won't be painted. He was like, no, you're great. I'd love to.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're like, gorgeous man, probably just a bit lonely wanting to connect. The next day, again, like we're fully naked, just like walking around the house, just like chilling. And he just like pops his little jaunty little head around in a little hat.
Which is not good. A Santa hat?
Good.
What kind of hat?
A jaunty little hat.
A jaunty hat.
A jaunty little hat. I can see it like an animation. I literally remember it like it was yesterday. He goes, yoo-hoo. And we were like, my king, you can't. We were like, hi, Monty. Like, what's up?
Oh, my God.
And he was like, I've been making a film.
Oh, God.
About my life. And I've been working on it for, the past 5 years. If you guys have got a moment spare, I would love some notes.
No, because we're not at film school at VCA. We're here for a romantic getaway and I'd like to be making out with my wife in a spa bath, not talking to you about your art in a jaunty little hat. Jaunty. In a jaunty little hat.
And I was so proud of myself. Very non-people pleaser of me.
Yeah.
I went, do you know what, mate? Any other time, we would love to.
Yeah.
But we are really strapped for time. We're here for work.
Yeah.
We're here for work. So
Proud of you.
We actually really don't have the time. Anyway, then finally, we were like at the last day, we were like, okay, we finally got, and he messaged us on Instagram. He responds to a story and he goes,
how did he find you on Insta?
I don't know.
That's a bit worrying, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he goes, still love to paint you.
Yeah.
And so at that point, we silenced him on Instagram so he couldn't see, and we then made Instagram stories going, guys, should we get painted by this man?
Yep. Poll results were what?
Poll results were absolutely do it for the plot.
Yeah.
And so we did it. So he said,
No.
Tom, when you see these, you're not prepared for how
We'll have to
funny
put
it
them
is."
up as
we have
story
to
on
put
the
them
Mel
up.
and Sam.
We finally did it. We went, do you know what, Monty? Tomorrow morning before we go, we're in.
Yep.
Done. We will come. Let's do it. And we were like, it'll either be actually gorgeous. And then we were like, we're about to do 7 months long distance. So maybe to have a painting of us together. What if he's actually an incredible artist? And that could actually be quite beautiful.
100%.
So we went, we will sit for you. That could actually be really cute and nice. Let's do that. And he went, no. I only do singles.
Oh, this glacial pace of fucking boomer men. I cannot.
And then
How was it?
And then I went, no, we'd love for it to, we'll do it. But if it's a couple thing, and he went, no.
Oh,
One person per frame. And then we went,
good God, Jonty.
All right, Monty.
Oh, sorry.
Jonty in a jointy, ginty hat.
Tinty, jointy Christmas.
Do you ever gin John on the Jing Jong
Jing
Jams? Anyway, so we finally did it. When I tell you, these paintings are so funny and currently hanging in my house. They're
They
incredible.
do look like if you go and get a psychoanalysis and then the doctor says to you, and would you like to paint how you're feeling? And then you do a painting and they go, yeah, so we've got some demons that we need to unpack. They are giving a little bit of that in the etchy sketch of it all.
Sarah looks like a sad Monet clown.
She does look like a
with
clown.
sullen cheekbones.
Super sullen cheeks.
It's giving, and tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. But like French a bit. Allô, ce soir sera le soir. I actually thought I could do it.
No, it's good. What I was going to say as well is you being like, yeah, and I'm quite surprised by our sunken, sad faces. I'm like, you're probably depressed because you'd spend 80% of your romantic getaway trying to shoo off a boomer man with an arts degree. Pinning, I have a good boomer man story to add to this.
Great. And then, no, just to close, my beautiful portrait was this. I looked like, first of all, fat erasure. He made me so skinty.
That's fucked.
And I was like, that's so fucked up. You can say fat, Monty. Say it with your oil pastels.
Wasn't Monty plus size though?
No, Diva. He was on Ozempic. It's like you don't listen.
No, so it's like I just pictured Santa didn't go to the Ozempic part. Tuned out a little bit too early.
He wasn't a plus size king.
Oh, damn. Damn.
No, and so, yeah, first of all, the fat erasure of it all. And second of all, I looked like Maleficent.
Yeah.
With this, like, I can only describe the look as brooding.
Yes.
Brooding, evil.
Yep.
Look
the long alphabet hair.
Long black hair covering my face. It was really incredible. Anyway, here's the images. If you want to have a look at them. I don't even know how we got onto that. That's the story.
I asked about something and led you there.
Yeah, but you have a beautiful boomer man story?
Tiny quip, and then we might go to an ad break. Quick quip by me. No, the trust that we have, right? Because if that guy was just a little bit more like sinister in his delivery and a little bit more like, can I paint you? You'd be like, whoa, no. But because he's like, oh, I'd love to paint you. And it's delivered with this jolly old St. Nick sparkly boomer dad energy. Me and my partner had a recent Uber trip to the airport and we were running late because of traffic and I'm airport anxious. We know this. And so I'm like, what the fuck? The flight's at 12. It's 6:05 and we're nearly late. Yeah. Like I'm freaking out. But this time it was actually down to the wire. We get in the car and you know those Uber drivers that are just like, this is my life.
Yeah.
This car is my life. I've got all the different signs that I can swap over from DD to Uber. I'm here. You want them in? Got it. You want a TV screen in the back? Absolutely. And this guy knew the Melbourne grid from the back of his hand. He was so passionate about driving.
I love when they don't use maps. Have you had an Uber driver?
No maps, but this is the problem. No maps. Too confident, and then I started to get a bit concerned because we're driving to the airport. He's yapping away. Neve's obviously from England. She's like, I don't know much about this place, man. Like, yeah, feel free to tell me, yeah. And he's like banging on, going, oh, yeah, you got to go here. Sam, you got to take her to Mario's, take her for some Italian. You can go out, sit with the nonna, have a beautiful meal. I'm like, great. It's 6 a.m. as well. I was ready to Lizzie McAlpine on, face mask on, quick nap. Not going to happen. He's harping on the entire time, talking about his business in Japan, his business in Hong Kong. I'm like, beautiful. It. But then he goes, oh, well, you probably haven't seen a lot of Melbourne, have you, Neve? And she's like, no, yeah, just going to Sydney to see a bit more of Sydney. And he goes, well, no, I'm going to take you on a quick detour. And I go, no. And it's in this moment that I go, good God, the trust I have in a sparkly-eyed boomer man with compassion. Yeah. Because he pauses the Uber ride and just starts going on a detour, and he goes, I'm going to show you the urban surf. It's a quick detour. You need to say it. It's basically this man-made surf. It's urban surf is this man-made surfing kind of rink. What do you call it?
Like an indoor pool.
It's like man-made waves. And you can go and practice surfing there, and it's in Tullamarine. It's in Tull, right near the airport.
I love that he's like, you've got to see the sights of Melbourne, and that's where he takes you.
The way that I'm like, oh, and it's in that moment where I went, oh, that's all right, mate. Like, we probably need to get there. He goes, it'll only take a second. And the trust that I have in it'll only take a second, he starts zipping us around the sights of Tullamarine. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, I take heaps of tourists here on the way. Yeah, it's just part of my tour. And I'm sitting in this car and I go, this is my dad.
Yeah.
This is my dad. Because my dad would absolutely take a detour.
Your dad would be a remarkable Uber driver.
My dad would be a remarkable Uber driver. 100%. And then he goes, all right, I'm going to take you the back way. I'm going to drop you off. They're not going to be happy there because it's absolutely not public pickup or drop off. It's down near the bus zone, but you'll be quicker to get to T4. And I'm like, too much chatting.
At least did he pull through?
He pulled through, but the trust that we have, I'm like, you really have paused this ride and are now just driving us. And I'm like, we have no way of getting out. Yeah.
I have also had an Uber driver do a detour once just to show me something as well. I don't know, he was crazy, man. He was cuckoo bananas. But, always makes for good content.
Always makes for good content. Final one, and then we'll go to a quick ad break, is another Uber driver. I once got in. He was in a noddy car with a top hat. He was wearing a top hat. This is not a joke. His car was red. It was a noddy car. It was one of those cars that looked like it had been crushed by a can.
Was it minuscule?
Minuscule.
Yeah.
5,000 of those little boppet heads or bubble heads along the windscreen. And he goes, I'm off to receive an award later on in the year because I've actually done the most Uber drives in Melbourne. And I went, I don't know if this is true. It's got classical FM not lasting. I'm absolutely hungover as fuck, and I'm sitting there about to munt in the car, like so sick. And he's like harping on about Ubers. I'm like, I love the passion.
Love it.
Sometimes let's just turn it down. I wish you could click a toggle on the Uber app being like, bit less passion from you today.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I do find it so beautiful though, because I know that I feel like so many Uber drivers are lonely and are just trying to connect.
And then some don't want to fucking bar of you at all.
And I respect it. Oh, today when we got into the Uber to the airport, we went, "How's your day, mate?" And he went, "Better than yesterday." And I went, "Diva."
Hey, are you okay day every day in an Uber? And with that, we're going to go to a quick ad right now.
Welcome back to Ratfood after that beautiful ad break. Thanks for tuning in. Sammy, do you have anything fun to report from your week?
I went away to an off-grid cabin.
Oh, you did? That was this week.
Which is the most non-me coded thing in the world.
It really is.
But I leant in, I was like, yeah.
Was it gorgeous?
It was gorgeous. I was grinding my own beans. And then I said that to my dad. I went, I was grinding my own beans. And my dad
I
went,
need to know what you did in the bedroom.
Yeah, I'm just grinding my pussy into a million pieces. Good. No, I said to my dad, I was like, I was grinding my own beans. And Dad goes, yeah, so you just put them in a grinder. Like, Dad gave me absolutely nothing. And I'm like, fuck
all right.
you, man. Fuck you. But God, it took a while.
Yeah.
I have the most spindly arms in Melbourne.
That's the little zhuzha that it's just a button, right?
It's not a button, no. It was a manual. It was like I was churning my own butter, but I was grinding my own beans.
Oh, no, that is impressive.
What was funny was going away with someone that is not used to the Australian outback or bush and being out there. And I hate butterflies. I hate birds. I hate things that fly. I like imagine it in my face and it makes me want to vomit. I hate it. But I felt like I was fucking Tarzan. I felt so cool because there were just moths landing on me. I'm like, yeah, and then I started leaning in because Neve's not from Australia. So she's like, oh my God, there's a moth. Oh my God, there's a bug. And I'm like, yeah, mate, you just got to let them land on you, yeah? And I was
You've just become Steve Irwin in that moment. You're like, sometimes you got to tame the cougar, mate.
100%. We saw some kangaroos like live
Sweet.
out near our cabin. And they were beautiful. One of them did puff its chest up and I went, we're going to die.
Yeah. But kangaroos are scary when they get their whole...
And this is like...
When they put their whole badussi behind it.
And they were going to put their whole badussi.
Yeah.
So saw some kangaroos. Saw a koala crawling on the ground, which was really beautiful.
Did Neve lose her mind?
Neve lost her mind. And I forget how beautiful the like Australian wildlife world is. Yeah. And we were even driving and he was like, oh, can I please just get a photo of this sign? And it's just the sign of like, look out for kangaroos. I'm like, oh yeah, I forget where we live. Like there's obviously not kangos in Metro. Kangos?
Sam has become Steve Irwin live on this pod. Not going, yeah, no, they don't got kangos anywhere else in the world but here, mate.
No, they fucking don't. No, what was I going to say? It was something about kangaroos. I've fucking forgotten it. But to be honest, I was leaning into a bit of the Australian.
Yeah.
I was very much like,
you got to.
Yeah, mate, you got to let the moth land on you. You don't need any bug spray. You'll be fucking fine. Come in, put some sunscreen on. The UV rays are pretty harsh.
I saw a really funny TikTok. I think it was last night or the day before. When it was just, when on TikTok, so often the comments are so much funnier than the TikTok itself.
Yes.
And it was this fucked huge like snake being like tamed by a snake tamer. And then they put like a thing in front of the snake's face and to show its bite or something. Right. And it was like, vroom, like so scary. And then the commenter was just like, how do you make the danger noodle let go?
The danger noodle.
And danger noodle really tickled me.
That's so good.
And then other people were like, look at that danger noodle.
TikTok is so unserious. I fucking love it. Gen Zs are so funny. But yeah, the thing that I realised is we are so used to the Australian ambiance of just crickets and cicadas and kookaburras. And every single one, Eve was like, what's that? And I'm like, well, I don't know, some kind of bird.
Like, probably a grasshopper.
What's that? And I'm like, I reckon a cicada, but I'm not sure. She's pointing at parrots going, is that a parrot? And I'm like, that's a colourful bird and that's all I can tell you. But anyway, off-grid cabin, absolutely beautiful.
So divine.
Had a gorgeous, gorgeous time, just zoned out. It really is like they have a cassette player, they have a book, you grind your own beans. It's like turn your phone off. There was no reception. I freaked out. Mel single-handedly carried the week of the launch of our pod. I just piss-farted off to hang out with some wallabies and went, and you'll be uploading those verticals throughout the week.
As you should, girl. I said, let me handle it.
100%. But yeah, that was me. Drove 20 minutes to get reception. That's how fucking off-grid I was, man.
Whoa. What did you do for food in an off-grid cabin?
Oh, so there's gas. and you can cook. So we
So you
bought our
bring
groceries.
groceries.
Yeah, you hike it with a wheelbarrow. Thank you, Unyoked, for that. This is not sponsored, but they did gift me that.
Yeah.
So may as well, hey, credit where credit's due.
Credit where credit's due.
The
Thank
Insta
you,
stories are
Unyoked.
coming, Unyoked. The Insta stories are coming.
You're like, I'm like, what did you do for dinner? You're like, shot a roommate. You've just fully changed persona. You've fully changed in the space of 3 days.
But I lean in. Like, are we surprised that I was doing that? And Neve's actually like, oh, can we just get that moth? I'm like, just let it exist, mate. Just let it exist, mate.
Cut to you back in your Fitzroy apartment, like the second something scurries.
The second I see a little creepy crawly and I'm screaming. Mel had to save a cockroach in Edinburgh. In Adelaide.
In Adelaide, I did.
Yeah.
I'm really good at doing the container on top, sheet of paper below. Not bothered at all.
Don't want to be woo-woo for 2 seconds, but I will. The cockroach, the day that we cleaned out that cockroach from our Airbnb and Mel was butch marmy and I went, get it. And Mel went, oh, for fuck's sake, Stark is in the bathroom with a cup going, all right, come here, creepy crawly. That was the day that Neve, I need to stop talking about Neve, but Neve and the trio arrived in Adelaide and the show is called Cockroach. Sign from the universe.
That's
Sign from
legit.
the
Mel doesn't believe in woo-woo. I believe in woo-woo. I hope some people can see some beauty in that.
And I think that's beautiful.
Over to you, my Sydney Bits Nation.
The Sydney Bits Nation is finally home. I'm home.
You've actually been away for 10 years.
I'm
No
home
offense,
in
but I was
Naarm,
over it.
and I'm so thrilled about it.
I'm so thrilled you're back.
I love Sydney so much, but God, I'm a Naarm girl to my absolute
Do you
core.
actually love Sydney so much? Can I ask you, can you be honest?
Yes. I do. I've now given it I'm not a person that's like, fuck Sydney, man.
No.
But absolutely out of the two. I've now, and that's the thing, I've given it enough of a chance.
Yep.
I've really lived in Sydney. I lived in Sydney for a whole year in 2019 when I was at NIDA.
Yep.
And I've lived there for another year, really, across like a few different contracts. I just think that it's a few different things. I don't get hangry ever, but I get heat angry.
Yes, you do.
I get, Sam's seen it.
Yep.
It's actually terrifying. I become the worst version of myself when I'm hot or humid.
Yeah.
I literally, it could be like someone being like, what time's the bus? And I could be like, I don't know, can we just get there?
You're pretty good though. You've
It's like,
figured out a way to mask it because you just become a bit quiet.
Yeah,
And I know something's really wrong. Heat, quiet, Mel, bad.
I go internal.
You go super internal.
Super internal, I really do.
Yeah.
So it's the heat, which for most people is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing.
Yeah.
It's that everything is so spread apart. Everything is so far away.
It's so large.
I looked at a like Uber journey and it was like 50 minutes on, what was it? It was like an hour and a half on public transport or a 12-minute drive or something insane like that. And I was like, that can't be right, can it? That doesn't feel right.
Where were you staying in Sydney?
I was staying at the most gorgeous, like people are just good story of I was staying with someone who I used to do musicals with at Melbourne Uni.
Yep.
So like an old pal, her parents' house where Tabs just messaged me and was like, because I had popped a call out just being like, hey, does anyone like have any leads or sublets for Sydney? And she responded, she was like, my mum will have you. And then I responded back, I was like, Tabs, that's really gorgeous, but I think that's a bit crazy because I'm not going for 2 weeks. I'll be there for 2.5 months. She went, they've got a spirit, she'll have you. And so then I texted her and I was like, hello, this is so kind, blah, blah, blah. Tab said that you'd have me, but I don't feel comfortable. Like, that's crazy. I was like, how much, like, can I, like, give you money? And she just responded, this episode is really pro-boomers.
Go in.
This episode is called Boomers Are Best. And she just responded in the most gorgeous way where I went, there are good people in the world. This, like, essay message going, Mel, I'm the hugest supporter of the arts. I think she's a neurosurgeon. She's like, I think what you guys do is absolutely remarkable. I love to go to the theatre. I know you guys don't get paid properly or anywhere near enough. Please let me give back in this way. Please stay with me for free for 2.5 months.
So
and I went, oh, there really are good people in the world.
And then at the end, please stay with me. I do have to paint you. Just sit down on that chair. I'm competing against Jointy had in a local art competition and his was pretty good.
It's so funny you say that. She is also an artist.
Did you get painted?
No, I didn't. But I also just thought she was the coolest woman in the world. Like, I just think
we're both gonna be like that when we're mega rich and famous.
Literally,
from this pod.
she's a neurosurgeon and
back,
like every night she's like just doing an oil painting. I'm like, fuck off. You're so
Some people
cool.
are so hot. That's the coolest thing in the world. Mel O'Brien as well, just to give you some context, is the most gorgeously infuriating person because you're You're such a good person and so lovely to fucking everyone. You are such a last-minute planner. And I swear to God, there was this only
so
5%.
true.
I'm going to be honest, only 5% part of me wanted it to fall through because I'm like, you cannot be getting a deal this good at the 11th hour. Mel O'Brien will fly to a different state. We'll fly to Brisbane for a gig or Melbourne for a gig or whatever.
True.
And I'll go, where are we staying tonight, Mel? And you're like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Just figure it out.
It's all good.
Literally, when I was down in Melbourne, because I had a subletter in my room while
We had a
I was away.
quasi-fight. It's good to be honest.
Yeah, we had a quasi-fight.
It went like this. Well, let's demonstrate it. Hey, Mel, where are you staying tonight?
Wait, was this about
Me.
yours? Yeah.
So, by the way, everyone, it's 11:59 p.m.
Yeah.
We're eating our ice cream. Mel's got a suitcase or something like that. I go, hey, Mel, where are you staying tonight, bub?
I don't know yet.
Do you want to stay at mine? You absolutely can. I do just need to let my housemate know because they're working tomorrow morning. So if I could message them, we don't have to go home yet.
It's fine. I'll figure it out. Sam's like, no, so I hear that you'll figure it out, but is it going to be at my house because I need an answer? And I was like, it's a really good question. I'll figure it out.
Skin of your teeth, O'Brien. I swear to God.
It's bad.
No, but beautiful back to have you home. I actually need to start talking to kangaroos again. They get me. They just hop and I hop with them. What was I saying? It's great to have you home.
I'm so happy to
My
be
mental
home.
health's a little bit better now.
Oh, I love you so much.
Ew, baby voice just came out. But genuinely, like, I've missed you so much. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so sick of Zoom. So for anyone that didn't listen last week, loser, Mel's been in Flat Earthers the musical.
Yes, indeed.
You've wrapped it. How was closing night? How were the festivities?
Closing night was so fun, so gorgeous, no notes.
Great.
I did have a really incredible thing happen a few nights before closing that I would love to tell you live on mic.
Great.
Because I feel like...
Can I try and guess?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me like the genre of what it is. Is it a fan interaction?
No.
Is it an audience member during the show?
No.
Is it something to do with when you were on stage?
Yes.
You completely forgot an entire section of the script and completely winged it?
As if I would ever do that. No.
No, Mel's a very good swing. Okay, I give up.
Good guesses all around.
No, go.
So there's this section in the show where I play this incredible character that I was talking to someone after the show and they were like, because for context, my role in the show is tiny if I'm not going on for one of the lead roles as a swing, right? It's really like small and hilarious and fun and bitsy, whatever. And someone after the show was like, that was so fun. Why does everything you do feel like a cameo? And I went, I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment.
I think that's a compliment.
I was like, thank you.
Because eyes are on you even if you're coming in to be in the back and sway for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the characters I played, so in the show, it's like the end of the world and there's a joke that starts Act 2 that's like, why do people always shit themselves during the apocalypse? We're reinstating toilet paper limits. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And then my character dressed in, I need you to picture, a full-length like caftan moo situation.
Good God.
Like horn-rimmed art teacher glasses. Good God. Right? I called her Angela. Very important.
Good name.
I hold 8 rolls of toilet paper.
Yep.
And my only job is to cross from stage right to stage left behind the lead.
Yep.
Kind of with a look on my face that's like, don't touch my toilet paper, it's mine. Right?
Oh my God. I'm guessing what's happened.
You're not ready. Okay. And then it became a bit of a joke with me and Manali, who played the lead girl. I was like, oi, my instinct is to, in that moment when you take a step towards me, towards the toilet paper, is to bark like a dog.
That's funny.
Because I'm protective over the toilet
That's funny.
paper. Right? And she goes, you should bark. And I was like, I think that's a good choice. I should bark. And then I was like, I did it one night and like, it was like fine. My mic was at like regular levels. Everything was all well and good. And then I did it like another night one time.
Different kind of bark or same bark?
The bark. I want to do it into this mic, but it's going to be fucking hectic.
Is it a
what?
Step back a
Okay, it was literally like this. It was like this. So I had the toilet paper, and Manali would take a step towards me, and I would go.
And just in that moment, we have sunk on the comedy charts to spot number 108. That's fucking good. My character actress Bitson.
This one night.
Oh no.
So I'm not meant to be mic'd at all. Naturally, in that moment. My mic, when I tell you, I was mic'd like a soloist in a children's choir.
Right.
The loudest
100 decibels.
The loudest sound you've ever heard I did that bark maximized by 100
Did
decibels.
it peak in the speakers?
It was so fucking hectic that the people right after that was stunned into silence, dropped their next 3 lines, and were like, I don't want to, it's chill. And Milo was like, sounds like a big conspiracy. We all had like the giggles. It was so bad.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so then I got backstage. Everything was all very funny. I was like, I can't believe I was like, I'm so sorry. I had no control of that, but I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to like throw you like that. And then so we were all like crying, laughing, had the giggles, and then Jude Pearl sends a message. Who's the music director? Sends a message to the assistant stage manager once we'd all like finished giggling.
She's broken the mic,
being like, is there a dog in the theatre?
No. That's
like,
how realistic you were.
Hold on, is there a dog? Is there a dog in the theatre? From their like bound room, and then we just were all sent again. It was the funniest
I think
thing.
from here on in, for all of our Mel and Sam posters, one quote we need on is there a dog in the theatre?
Is there a
Jude Pearl.
dog in the theatre?
And you need to add to your star now immediately, dog.
Literally.
You can play dog.
It was so funny. And so I'm so sorry. If you were at the show that night, I really do apologise.
Man's best friend.
Man's best friend.
You're my best friend. Makes sense.
Hey, Mel's best friend. And with that's
a Ratfood wrap, I reckon.
That's a Ratfood wrap. Hey, I have a fun question for the table.
Sure.
What are you eating for Ratfood today?
What am I eating for Ratfood? Yeah. Oh, like fake food or real food?
Yeah, fake.
I'm eating.
If you were rat, what would you have for food right now?
Hula hoops if they were lollies. You?
I'm having a minuscule block of cheese that's a really bright yellow with half a grape.
With half a grape.
I mean, I'm on keto, so I'm Jarlsberg and all day at the moment.
True.
Like, I love that Jarlsberg.
Even with the fake hypothetical question, you got to come in with real.
You guys know I'm not funny. I'm straight edge.
I'm
real.
Can I also be earnest for 2 seconds?
Please.
Thank you from the actual bottom of our rat hearts for the love that the pod has gotten so far. I hope you can tell it when we're on mic. We just have so much fucking fun doing this.
Yeah.
I actually don't want to rap. We keep getting these rap fingers. I'm like, fuck this. Just let's do a 24-hour live stream.
I know.
Pin idea, 24-hour live stream one time.
Can we? That would be so fun.
I would love that.
I'd be so down
and we'll
for that.
paint each other. We'll get Jonty in. Jonty act.
Jointy Monty Jonty land.
Jonty, if you're listening, good luck at the local art fair. I fucking love doing this.
I love this. Let us know in the comments if that's something that you would want to see.
100%.
Follow us on Instagram.
The Mel and Sam.
At the Mel and Sam. If you're listening on a streaming service, these are also filmed and uploaded to YouTube. So you can find us there, Ratbag with Mel and Sam.
Yep.
That's it, I reckon, babe.
Really helps if you rate the show 5 stars.
Yeah.
Tap follow. Do all the things that we do in the tech generation. Plus.
Totally.
That's kind of it. See you next week for another rat bag.
See you
and
next week,
food until we die. Mel set us up till death. And I love that. Love
Bye.
you.
Mwah.
This is a Grouse House podcast.
Mel and Sam would like to acknowledge that this podcast was created and recorded on stolen land.
The original custodians of this land have had a rich history of storytelling for over 65,000 years, and we pay our respects to the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, whose land we are making Ratbag on.
Treaties were never signed, sovereignty was never ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land.